Hello, everyone, and welcome back to LightWave Digest Special. In this case, we are talking to Michael Frisk, and he has a new plugin for LightWave that is called FriskyMotion. And, well, during this special, you will know what that is. Welcome back, Michael.
Hello, how you doing?
All is good. All is good. So you have made this plugin that is essentially about having cameras being more organic in a sense. Can you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to have this plugin or why you made it?
Well, I found myself, if you just do the basic camera, it just looks too perfect, right? So you always got to go in and dirty it up, dirty the lens, they say. So you got to add, either you could use like a modifier in the curves panel, or you could hand input some keyframes. And it's the same thing every time. You're not really doing anything different than the last time you did it. So it's like, why am I doing the same thing over and over again? So I thought, hey, I'll just make this a plugin that, you can do it yourself. And one of the things I really hate was lots of 3D animators, when they first start out, they think, well, I can do anything with the camera, so let's do anything. And they do these wacky, wild camera moves, and it ruins the content. So I thought, if you integrate some sort of physics simulation to the camera, it'll restrict the feel or the need to go over the end, to jump the shark with the camera movements. So it's kind of like a refining of the camera. It's your basic camera shake plugin, really. There's nothing revolutionary about it. It's just intuitive and works well in LightWave. And I'm surprised nothing like this really existed. Maybe there is, I don't know, but
yeah, I actually had to create a camera rig by myself. I had to spend a lot of time making a camera that actually felt like, oh, this is feeling handheld. This is feeling, there's an explosion, boom, and the camera shakes and stuff like that. You have made all of that into a single Motion Modifier plugin for LightWave.
Yeah. Aside from the real life camera integration, which is actually something I've wanted to do. I did that back in Dave school. I recorded camera motion and tracked it in Buju and brought that into LightWave and tweaked it and whatnot. It looked great. I mean, it was the best looking camera animation in our class, but obviously the content wasn't the best because I was new. But yeah, my camera plugin, it only reacts to itself. It doesn't react to the environment.
No, of course. Yeah.
But you said, react to an explosion. That gave me an idea of something I could implement, some sort of trigger-based reaction thing. I'll have to figure out how to make that happen. But yeah, it's just, there's nothing too special about it. The coolest thing about it, though, I think, is it has a spring modifier to it, kind of like Mike Green's springy thingy. I don't know if you've ever played with that.
Oh, yeah, I did. I actually used it in production as well.
Yeah, it works like that, but the difference between mine and his is that mine is it's not calculated, like pre-calculated like his is. Like, if you scrub through the timeline, it doesn't line up like it should. So you have to go back to frames. Mine calculates on the fly. So where the camera is at any given moment is where it is. So you can scrub slowly and you can see the movement smoothly. I think that was the biggest drawback of a springy thingy. And you don't have to set up a parent or handle or whatever he called it, tell it which item to follow. It follows itself. It has momentum, inertia, dampening, and all that, which is oftentimes hard to get to look convincing when you animate it by hand.
Okay, so now time to see the presentation here.
So basically, it's pretty intuitive. It works just like any motion modifier. Mm-hmm. It's already applied here. Yeah, but you just apply it like any normal. And right out of the gate, the default settings, depending on your scene, they may work just fine. This one, obviously, it's a little too much.
Oh yeah.
if you don't want to mess with the settings, there's a master control right here. You can just tone it down from that end.
Oh yeah, nice.
And
it's actually like a multiplier almost.
Yeah, it just mixes it with the motion of the camera.
Yeah.
But you can fine tune it. So like right here, I like that old 80s looking like crane movement, like the dolly movements where it's like there's a little bit of background tremor, that you see like the older.
Yeah. The motion
I really
control.
like that. So right. So the default settings kind of have that in it because, I just like the way it looks. But you can, tune that down with that would be the micro jitter. So if you turn that off already, you can see it's kind of lessened there.
Yep.
And then if you turn off the handshake altogether, it's all gone. There's nothing there.
Yeah, this is essentially the original camera motion, more or less, right?
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, there's a couple little things in here, like the walk cycle. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, there is some shakiness to it, but it's not like it's not over the top. It looks really good, actually.
Yeah, it is procedural, and it does kind of repeat, but it has like an offset other pattern to it that kind of multiplies it and changes it, so it's not super consistent, because you do want it to be repetitive to some degree, but you don't want it to be perfect, because then it just looks fake.
Yes.
And one thing it does have, like I'm sure other ones have it, but I haven't really seen it, other camera shake plugins for other software, is the footfall impact. So if I crank this up, we'll just crank it up to 5 just for a demonstration. You can see when it
so now
goes down.
Yep.
Yeah, so like if that would actually probably work if he's like running, like sprinting somewhere. You do want that jitter and bounce. But for this case, we probably want about 6 or something. But, all this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to go through it all.
Yeah.
And then this is, just other fine-tuning things. You don't need these. You can turn them all off if you want. But one thing that I do like is the ground roughness. So like, let's say it's like a sandy beach or whatever. You can turn up the roughness, and the gait, the walking, will just have a little extra turbulence to it. Yep. You can think of it like turbulence. That's basically kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And then the wind, there is no general like rule of thumb with this. This is just one of those ones you just got to kind of play around with it to see, because what it does is it affects the effects in a way that like the momentum kind of speeds up. It's like if you open a screen door in a storm. The door still opens, but it opens with a little bit of gusto. Yeah. So it's kind of what the wind does, and then the reverse movement is a little slower, a little bit more, lurching. And it's not directional based. It's kind of 3-dimensional based. It kind of goes in every direction at once. So to call it wind maybe is not right. Maybe it should be viscosity. You could probably cut that whole thing out that I just was explaining. It's a little too much. And then the breathing, that's just his heart rate, kind of his breath as he breathes. And then there is the heartbeat. Anyways, you can play with all these. It's you can fine tune it to get exactly what you want. But the one that I like the most is, and this is actually the reason I made the plugin. This is what it started out as. Is the spring setting. So if I, just for example's sake. So now if this camera shoots to here real quick.
Yep.
It wouldn't stop on a dime like that. It's just impossible.
Yep. Unless it's like a motion control rig with high precision or something.
But even then, there's going to be a little.
Yeah, it's going to be
something.
Yeah, true. I mean, the cameras do weigh a lot of stuff,
Yeah. And you might not see it in the movie. It'd be almost like a sensor blur. It wouldn't really be visible, but.
Yeah, true. Yes.
So with the position spring, it just basically acts as a little recoil. You can see how it kind of shot off there. I turn the mask up here. You can see it kind of overshoots itself, and it's better to see in the 3-dimensional here. So it hits its mark, and it just kind of keeps going. It goes back.
That is almost like, do you know when you animate with TCB splines and you do...
It is, but the difference with this is that a TCB spline, if I had keyframe here, there we go. It goes back down. Then if you do again here, it's just going to be linear at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If these two are the same. So what this one does is it adds, like a sine wave essentially.
Yes, it does.
I mean, there's nothing complex about it. It's simple mathematics, but to do that consistently throughout your animation over and over and over again.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, to keep it just, the same every time. And one thing you can do, well, hang on, I'm going to get to that. And the same is with the rotation spring. Obviously, just if it rotates real quick, it'll just overshoot its rotation. It's pretty self-explanatory. But one thing you can do is you can add 2 of these modifiers. So you can add one for the movement, and then one for the spring. Yeah. And then that kind of gives you fine-tuned controls. And then if you play with the nodes, you can add it to a null. And that's one thing that's nice about this. It's not technically a camera modifier. It's a motion modifier. So you can apply it to anything. Originally, it was just for cameras, and it was called FriskyCam. But then I was like, well, no, that's stupid. It's for everything. So now it's FriskyMotion.
Yeah, it makes sense since it is a motion modifier. Yeah.
Right. And eventually I will want to make a nodal system for it. But, there's really nothing to it. It's super, super straightforward, super intuitive. It doesn't take, you don't have to go to night school to learn how to use it, right? So
no, I mean, that the cool thing with this is that it works outside the box. You can go in and fine tune if you want to, and you will find it easy to do that. And the thing is that it's in the LightWave spirit of being fast and easy for the animator.
Right. It's almost stupid simple. Like you look at it and you kind of think that it's I don't know. You kind of feel like it's old school, but then you start playing with it and you'll realize, like, I was actually kind of like, it's like listening to your own music that you made and you're like, wow, this song is really good.
Yeah.
And I use it on everything.
Yeah, that's super cool. And yes, I do sometimes when I find stuff that I've done, it's like, did I really do this? Oh my God, I was pretty good there, right?
Right. Well, and I wouldn't make anything public, to say the least, if I didn't love it, if it wasn't my favorite thing for at least a day, right?
Okay,
I wouldn't release it. If I was like, this is fine, I'm not going to give it to anyone, because if I don't like it, how can I expect them to like it?
Yeah, sure. First question is this, are you coding in C or is it Python or?
Yeah, this is all compiled in C.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because, for a plugin that kind of works consistently, I've found Python's great and all, but I just feel like there isn't as much, and I could be wrong here, but I feel like you can't access everything that you want to access from Python. And I, again, I'm new to this, so people may tell me I'm wrong, but
then also Python is actually much slower than compiled C stuff anyways, so
it's super slow, but but the nice thing with Python is you can access outside of the software. You can it's almost like an API, so that's nice. But like C and Python together are great. That's that's the bread and butter.
Yeah,
which is what I did for this guy.
Oh, it's just a new thing.
Yeah. This is what I'm soon to be releasing. Speaking of C and Python together.
Sneak peek. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So it first captures basically an OpenGL preview.
Okay.
Then you can set your ins and your outs here. We'll just set it real small just for preview's sake. We'll go about there.
Yeah.
Then you can go here and we'll just go we'll pop art, use a style preset there. And this part takes the longest out of it, but even that is not long at all.
Yeah, I can see there's a progress bar happening down there.
Yeah, and this is only 4 steps. I mean, you can go as high as you want. I've done this at 2 steps and it looks just fine.
And is this dependent on your computer power? Oh.
Yeah. And I have an older GPU. It's a 30 series. But, and then you get this stylized render.
Oh, nice. Wow.
And it's great for stills. You can type in anything, you know, do oil painting.
Yeah, that's super cool. Wow.
Yeah, like the encoding takes longer than the actual diffusion or denoiser. There's like an oil painting style.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, you can type your own prompt in as well. I'll go down this.
So this is using some form of AI, or?
Yeah, so it's using a Qwen 9 billion parameter text encoder AI model. And then for this part, it's using the Flux 2 Klein model. It's an image to image, essentially.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can just get instant, nice, high quality renders, and it respects the input. So if you make your OpenGL textures close to how you want them, the prompting is really easy because the image in itself is a prompt.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You have a lot of control over it. And then you can go here. We'll turn this down for this preview.
What GPU do you have, by the way?
This is a RTX 3090 Ti Founders.
Okay.
So it's 24 gigs of VRAM, but it'll run on as low as 8.
Yeah.
I'm going to make options for CPU only as well, quantized models, so that you can use it on lower VRAM or higher speeds. And I'll implement the option to add LoRa's to it, so you can add custom inputs. You can train your own LoRa so that it knows your style, your render look. And in here, you know, you can add a custom frame, so you can render one frame out, with 10,000 samples, and feed it to that as your input frame, and then run it through this.
Ah, okay.
And it's not perfect, right? You know, it's artificial intelligence, it's not magic. So
No, exactly. Yeah, it's
going to take a little finessing, and I'm eventually going to develop this to give them all the tools they need, so that they don't have to fuss with all of that.
But you're creating an animation right now,
right? And I said, this is about 3 times as slow as it would be because of the streaming and
recording and yeah. Oh, that's not too bad.
This is not very long for what we got, but you know, to render this amount of frames out with this decent quality you wouldn't have been able to do it that fast, I don't think.
No, not even with Octane or
you could with Octane, but it would be so noisy.
Yeah, because that's true.
But you know, any style you want, like just type in anything. Yeah, I'll do anime. Oh. And then this is your custom prompt. It appends it to this preset. So if you don't do a preset, it's all.
Oh, okay.
So there's an anime look to it.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, it works out. You know, I've used it on one paid job, but it wasn't very intensive. It wasn't a very complex scene. Like, you're going to run into issues with consistency and persistence. You know, if the camera turns around 180 degrees and it's a totally different scene, obviously it's going to struggle there. But I'm working on that. There are ways that it can do that. It's like prompt persistence. It'll sample when it knows it needs to sample and blend the two together. But anyway, that's what I'm working on now.
Wow, cool. And this plugin is going to be sold as well at some point?
Yes. Yeah, so first what I think I'll probably do is release like a light version, just to kind of get some feedback, like crowdsource the bug testing, essentially.
Yeah.
And then I'll release a very extensive full version, if there's a need for it or a want for it. But if you are curious in it, you can go to MainFrame.FriskyMotion.com, and you can sign up to be notified when I have some sort of release.
Yeah. That's cool. And you can actually see some different previews there. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this could be, to be honest, AI is going to be here whether you like it or not. And if you don't take advantage of it, the people that do will actually win the race, I guess.
Right. And I understand all the criticism of it, but
absolutely.
At the end of the day, it is what it is, and so embrace it or don't. But I mean, if you use it as a tool, and you don't use it as in a nefarious way, if you don't use it to steal and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also exactly, and also like you can use it for look dev, and then you do the actual, because you might have to render it on a render farm or something like that. But it's getting the feedback as quick as possible to a client or whatever. And
absolutely.
Then, that's key because. Yeah.
And in this case, you're not generating something from nothing. You're giving a lot of parameters to base on. So, it's no different than downloading textures or something, from the web. It's basically kind of all you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you would try to prompt this without having the OpenGL thing that you have set up in LightWave, it would take a lot more prompting and texting and stuff like that to even get close to this result.
Oh, yeah, and then if you wanted to change it slightly, it would change everything.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, this is AI assisting, I guess, more than AI, the AI slop, as they call it. This is not really that. This is more like informing the AI as much as possible to get a cool result as quick as possible.
You're holding both of its hands, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's super cool. I will definitely buy this when it comes out.
All right, well, $5,000.
Yes. Yeah, but I think how much is FriskyMotion? It's
20. I think 20. It's 20.
Yeah.
And I think I'll probably release a light version of this at the same price. And it'll basically be just this. No more. I'm not going to implement any more features because I want to get this working cleanly and everything.
Yeah.
I'll maybe do like a free trial as well.
Oh, that looks cool. This
is when it starts getting a little sloppy, you would never use this or anything, but it's fun.
It's a bit, but it's sort of like you can get an idea of like, this is sort of like 1800s or something like that.
You could use it for inspiration, or you could, you could set up camera project it back on the scene and and then go from there. And
But I'm very happy that you show this as a little bonus here. Wow. And what is this going to be called? Or is the name already there?
It's MainFrame.
MainFrame. And where can people find this stuff, by the way? Just to...
So FriskyMotion, you can go to FriskyMotion.com. It's all right here. It's on Gumroad.
Okay.
I've got a documentation bundled with the download as well. I should put it on the website. But and then the AI is mainframe.friskcinema.com.
And we will put the links in the description for these things as well, so you don't have to manually search for things. But thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your contribution to the LightWave community.
No, it was a pleasure. This is a lot of fun. I'll be back when I finish something else. I'll come back and I'll show it off.
Cool.